Good morning, बच्चों. I hope you all are doing good. So, बच्चों, today we are going to start a new topic that is classification of cost. In the last class, we have discussed about the objectives of cost accounting and importance of cost accounting. Now, today, I'm going to start with classification of cost. The different bases of cost classification are: number one, by type, historical and predetermined. Number two, nature or element. In this, we are going to discuss about material, labor, and overhead. Classification of cost by degree of traceability to the product. In this, we are going to discuss about direct and indirect cost. Then classification of cost by association with the product. In this, we are going to talk about product and period. Classification of cost by changes in activity or volume. In this, we are going to discuss about fixed, variable, and semi-variable. Chaliye, now let us start. Okay, then number six, classification of cost on the basis of function. In this, we are going to discuss about manufacturing cost, administrative cost, selling cost, research and development cost, pre-production cost. Then classification of cost on the basis of relationship with accounting period. In this, we are going to discuss about capital cost, revenue cost. Then classification of cost on the basis of controllability. In this, we are going to discuss about controllable and non-controllable cost. Then classification of cost for analytical and decision making purpose. In this, we are going to discuss about opportunity cost, sunk cost, differential cost, joint cost, common cost, imputed cost, out of pocket cost, marginal cost, uniform cost, and replacement cost. And last, others. In this, we are going to discuss about conversion cost, then traceable cost, then normal cost, then avoidable cost, and unavoidable cost. Now, let us discuss this one by one. Number one, classification of cost. Classification of cost on the basis of type. Classification of cost on the basis of type. Number one, historical cost. What is historical cost? These costs are ascertained after they are incurred. Such costs are available only when the production of a particular thing has been already done. The objective in nature, they are objective in nature and can be varied with reference to actual operation. What are historical costs? But just suppose I want to start manufacturing mobile phones. Now to start manufacturing mobile phones, I will be requiring some machines. Without machines, you all know that we cannot start the manufacturing process. To start manufacturing of any product, mobile phone, laptop, music system, or table, or chair, or lights, or fan, or bags, anything. If you want to start manufacturing of any product in the world, you require machine. Now, बच्चों, suppose I have purchased machine of rupees 10 lakhs. So I have incurred this expenses of 10 lakh before the production has been started, because the production will start only after I will purchase the machine. So the product which I have purchased and the expense which I have incurred on that product, that is 10 lakh, is known as historical cost. The thing, the event that has been happened in the past, the event that has been happened in the past is known as historical cost. So, bachcho, historical cost means any expense that you have incurred in the past before the production has been started. Then, what is predetermined cost? बच्चों, These costs are calculated, predetermined, as the name suggests. Predetermined, पहले से ही determine करना, predetermined. These costs are calculated before they are incurred on the basis of a specification of all factors affecting the cost, such as estimated cost, standard cost. Now, बच्चों, let's take an example. बच्चों, suppose I want to start manufacturing of chair. Now, बच्चों, any company, if any company in the world want to start manufacturing any product, they will estimate, they will predetermine that what cost they are going to incur on manufacturing a particular product. Whatever thing you do, whatever type of production you are doing in this world, any company, if they start any production, they will estimate, they will determine that what will be the cost of their production. So I want to start manufacturing chair. So on the basis of some test and trials, on the basis of some test, on some trials, I estimated that to manufacture one chair, the wood will cost 1000, iron will cost 500, and labor will cost 500. So the cost will be, cost hogi, the cost will be 2000. So it is a predetermined cost on the basis of tests and trials that we run before actually starting the production work. So बच्चों, before starting the production work of chair, before in reality starting the production work of chair, we estimated that the cost of the chair will be 2000. It is known as predetermined cost. By nature or element, there are broadly element of cost. There are three elements of cost: material, labor, and overhead. Material, labor, and overhead. बच्चों, whatever product you manufacture now, there are three types of cost: material, labor, overhead. For example, I'll give you the example. Right now, I have mobile phone only with me, so I always give you the example of mobile phone. So let's take another example. Suppose we want to start manufacturing televisions. Now, बच्चों, for manufacturing televisions, you require raw material like plastic, screen for glass, and wires, battery. All these things are required. This is material. Then we require some labor. The labor will do the production work. Okay. Then we require some place where we will start the production work. We require gatekeeper also. We require cleaner, sweeper also. In Gyangar University, they have faculties who teach them. They have raw materials like board, chalk and duster. These are raw material. And they have sweeper, gatekeeper. When you enter the gate, there is gatekeeper. There is sweeper also who do the cleaning work at daily basis. So, bachcho, to whatever production you are doing, whatever production you require, material, labor, overhead. Material is the thing that is the substance from which the product is made. If you want to start the production of television, you require glass, plastic, wires, battery and all. So these are the substance from which the product is made. Now, bachcho, material. We are talking about the material. Material is the substance from which the product is made. Suppose if you want to start manufacturing ball pen, you require plastic and ink. So plastic and ink will be the material. If you want to start manufacturing table, you require iron goods. So iron wood will be the material. So bachcho, to start manufacturing any product, you require material. And the substance from which the product is made is known as material. Now, bachcho, material can be direct as well as indirect. Material can be direct as well as indirect. As I already told you, Direct material are those material which become a major part of the finished product and can be easily traceable to the units. Direct material is referred to those material which become major part of the finished product and can be easily traceable. For example, washing machine. बच्चों, in washing machine, can you see the plastic body? Yes, sir. We can see the plastic body of washing machine. Can you see the pipe that is given outside the washing machine, rubber pipe? Yes, sir. Can you see the battery? Yes, sir. Battery can also be seen. If you open the uh, body, you can see the battery. So, bachcho, all these are direct material which can be easily traceable in the washing machine. The material which can be easily traceable in any product is known as direct material. So, in manufacturing washing machine, plastic body, rubber pipe, and battery, these materials can be easily traceable. That's why they are known as direct material. Now, indirect material. But all material which cannot be easily traceable is known as indirect material. All the materials which cannot be easily traceable in a product is known as indirect material. For example, बच्चों, in manufacturing a table, company use wood and iron, and बच्चों, company also use pen and paper. On the pen and paper, company make the drawing of table, that this type of table we are going to manufacture. Whenever the company is manufacturing table, they draw a drawing of table that they are going to manufacture. So for that they use pen and paper. Now, बच्चों, can pen and paper can you trace in the table? No, sir. Pen and paper is also material, but they cannot be traceable in the product. So pen and paper will be known as indirect material for a table manufacturing company. So materials which can be directly traceable to the finished product is known as direct material, and the materials which cannot be directly traceable to a finished product is known as indirect material. Labor. बच्चों, labor can also be direct as well as indirect. Direct labor. It is defined as the wages paid to workers who are engaged in the production process, whose time can be conveniently and economically traceable to units of products. For example, wages paid to compositors in a printing press, to workers in the foundry in case iron work, etc. So, बच्चों, what is direct labor? Now, बच्चों, let me give you an example. Suppose, बच्चों,
सर लेबर वही जो
I I am
सर
manufacturing
बोर्ड है.
after the class. After the class,
ओके सर.
बच्चों, after suppose I am manufacturing this calculator. Now, to manufacture this calculator, I require some labor. The labor will mold the calculator, mold the plastic in such a shape. The labor will put all the keypads on this calculator. So this type of labor will be known as direct labor. Labor which is directly engaged in the production work. Labor which is directly engaged in the production process is known as direct labor. What is indirect labor? बच्चों, now I am manufacturing calculator. On the factory gate, we have two gatekeepers. The gatekeepers do the entry of every person who enters in the factory, and also makes the entry of every person who leaves the factory. So, बच्चों, the gatekeeper is not directly engaged in the production process. So, the salary of gatekeeper is known as indirect labor. So, बच्चों, the salary of workers who are directly engaged in the production process is known as the labor which is directly engaged in the production process is known as direct labor. The labor which is not directly engaged in the production process is known as indirect labor. Labor means the employee. The employee who do the production work is known as direct labor. For example, in manufacturing the mobile phone, the employees who are directly engaged in the production process of this mobile is known as direct employees, direct labor. And the labor which is standing at the factory gate is known as indirect labors. Expenses. But the expenses can also be direct and indirect. Direct expenses are those expenses which are incurred on a specific cost unit and identifiable with the cost unit. For example, to manufacture a calculator, I require plastic. So the expense of this plastic, is known as direct cost. The expense of this plastic is known as direct expense. Indirect expense. Indirect expense means factory rent. We have taken a factory on rent. Now, bacho, that factory rent is known as indirect expense. We are paying insurance of the factory. Now, the insurance is also known as indirect expense. So, the expenses which can be directly allocated to the product, the expense which can be directly traceable in a product is known as direct expense. For example, the plastic cost used in this plastic can be directly allocated in this calculator. The plastic cost that is used to make this plastic can be directly allocated in this calculator. But factory rent, insurance, tax, electricity, these cannot be directly allocated to this product. These are known as indirect expense. Okay, let's do some illustrations. Which is not the objective of cost accounting. Which is not the objective of cost accounting? A, to analyze and classify all expenditures with reference to the cost of production operation. B, to arrive at the cost of production of each unit. C, to indicate to the management any inefficiency and the extent of various form of waste. D, to find out the profit. Bachcho, to find out the profit can never be a objective of cost accounting. So answer is D. To find out the profit is not the objective of cost accounting. Cost accounting aims at systematic recording of A, expenses, B, profit, C, selling price, D, none of the above. Answer is A. Cost accounting aims at systematic recording of expenses. Next, cost accounting provide information to enable management. A, making long-term decision. B, making short-term decision. C, calculating total profit. D, none of the above. बच्चों, cost accounting provide information to enable management to make short-term decision. Answer is B. Historical cost can be classified on the basis of A, time, B, nature, C, traceability, D, all of the above. Answer is D, all of the above. Which cost can be classified on the basis of nature? Predetermined, historical, material, sunk. The answer is material. Which cost can be classified on the basis of time? A, labor, B, historical, C, material, D, Son, historical cost can be classified on the basis of time. Overhead can be classified on the basis of time, nature, traceability, all of the above. Answer is D, all of the above. Cost can be calculated before they are incurred on the basis of specification of all factors affecting cost. A. Predetermined. B. Historical. C. Material. D. Labor. Cost calculated before they are incurred. Before they are incurred. Before they are incurred. Predetermined cost. Substances from which product is made is known as A. Overhead. B. Historical. C. Material. D. Labor. Substances from which product is made is known as C. Material. Now let us move ahead. But don't worry, after the class I will give you the time so that we can discuss if you have any problem. But after the class, after the class I will give you 10 minutes. By degree of number 3, classification of cost by degree of traceability to the products. Classification of cost by degree of traceability to the products. Direct and indirect cost, we have already discussed direct and indirect cost. Now classification of product association with the product. A. Product cost. So product cost are those costs which are traceable to the product, included in inventory values. In a manufacturing concern, it comprises the cost of direct materials, direct labor, and manufacturing overheads. Product cost is a full factory cost. Product costs are used for valuing inventories, which are shown in the balance sheet as asset till they are sold. The product cost of goods sold is transferred to the cost of goods sold account. Now, बच्चों, what is product cost? बच्चों, product cost are all the cost that is incurred in making a product. I am making this product, that is a remote. My company is making remote. To make the remote, I incur the expenditure of plastic. I incur the expenditure of this rubber. I incur the expenditure of this printing. I incur the expenditure of labor. So, बच्चों, all the expenses, all the costs that are incurred in manufacturing a product is known as product cost, as the name suggests. What is period cost? So period cost are those costs which are incurred on the basis of time, such as rent, salary, etc. Include many selling and administrative costs essential to keep the business running, though they are necessary to generate revenue. They are not associated with production. Therefore, they cannot be assigned to a product. They are charged to the period in which they are incurred and are treated as expenses. But your period costs are incurred on the basis of time. For example, I am manufacturing music system. To manufacture music system, I have taken a factory on rent. Now I have to pay the rent on of rupees 1 lakh on first day of every month. I have to pay rent of factory on first day of every month rupees 1 lakh. Now this 1 lakh rupees factory rent is a period cost. No matter how much production you are doing, no matter whether you are incurring profit or loss, this factory rent will be incurred on the basis of time. You have to pay factory rent on the first of every month. So they are incurred on the basis of time, salaries. Now, बच्चों, the workers, the employees working in your factory, you are paying them salaries on the 10th day of every month. On the 10th day of every month. Now you have to pay the salary on 10th day of every month. So factory salary is incurred on the basis of time. On the 10th day of every month you have to pay the salary. So bachcho, whatever expenses that are incurred on the basis of time are known as period cost. Now bachcho, change in activity or volume, fixed cost. The Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, London, defines fixed cost as the cost which is incurred for a period and which, within certain output and turnover limits, tends to be unaffected by fluctuating in the level of activity. These costs are incurred so that physical and human facilities necessary for business operations can be provided. These costs arise due to contractual obligations and management decisions. They arise with the passage of time and not with production and are expressed in terms of time. Examples are rent, property taxes, insurance, supervisor's salary, etc. Now, बच्चों, what is fixed cost? बच्चों, all the cost which does not change with the change in unit of production is known as fixed cost. The cost which remain fixed no matter how much units you are producing is known as fixed cost. For example, I am manufacturing mobile phones. To manufacture these mobile phones, I have taken a factory on rent. The rent is 1 lakh rupees. Now, bachcho, if I manufacture one mobile phone in a month, I will have to pay 1 lakh rupees rent. If I manufacture if I manufacture 100 mobile phones, then also I have to pay rent of rupees 1 lakh. So, bachcho, how much production you are doing, how much units you are producing, you have to pay factory rent 1 lakh. If you are earning profit of 1 crore, then also factory rent will be 1 lakh. If you are having losses of 1 lakh, then also the factory rent will be 1 lakh. So, bachcho, the cost which does not change with the change in unit of production is known as fixed cost. Variable costs. बच्चों, variable costs are those costs that changes, it varies directly and proportionately with the output. Example, direct materials, direct labor. It should be kept in mind that variable cost per unit is constant, but the total cost changes corresponding to the levels of output. It is always expressed in terms of units, not in terms of time. Management decisions can influence the cost behavior patterns. The concept of variability is relative. If the condition upon which variability was determined changes, the variability will have to be determined again. But जो variable costs are those costs which increases and decreases along with the increase and decrease in the volume of production. If you increase the volume of production, if you increase the number of unit of production, the variable cost will also increase. If you decrease the number of unit of production, the variable cost will also decrease. So, बच्चों, variable costs are those costs which increases and decreases with the increase and decrease in the level of output. For example, my company is manufacturing pizza. बच्चों, one pizza base cost me rupees 10. So if I make one pizza, my cost will be rupees 10. If I make two pizza, my cost will be of pizza base rupees 20. If I make five pizza, the cost will be rupees 50. If I make 200 pizza, the cost will be 2000. So बच्चों, cost of one pizza base is 10. So cost of two pizza base will be 20. Cost of five pizza base will be 50. Cost of 200 pizza base will be 2000. So you see, the variable cost increases with the increase in production. If you are making one pizza, the cost of pizza base is 10. If you are making two pizza, cost of pizza base is 20. If you make five pizza, the cost of pizza base will be 50. If you make 200 pizza, cost of pizza base will be 2000. So बच्चों, pizza base, cost of pizza base is a variable cost which increases and decreases with the increase and decrease in the volume of production. If your production will be more, the cost of pizza base will be more. If you produce less pizza, the cost of pizza base will be less. So variable cost is the cost which increases and decreases with the increase and decrease in the level of production. Now, semi-variable cost. बच्चों, semi-variable cost. Now, बच्चों, please understand this again very carefully. Such costs contain some fixed part and some variable part. Because of fixed element, they fluctuate with volume. But because of fixed element, because of variable element, they fluctuate with volume, and because of fixed element, they do not change in direct proportion to the output. Semi-variable cost changes in the same direction as that of output, but not in the same proportion. Depreciation is an example. For two shift working, the total depreciation will be only 50%. More than that for single shift working. They may change with comparatively small changes in the output, but not in the same proportion. Now, but to take this example of telephone bill. But we used to have the landline telephone on our home. We used to have landline telephones. But in landline telephones, the government gives you the bill. In that bill, they charge some monthly, fixed monthly rent. Suppose they are charging fixed monthly rent of 500. So this monthly rent of 500, that is known as fixed. It is a fixed part. Fixed part. And after that, government say that they will charge rupees 1 per minute of call. Now, if you make 100 minutes of calling, you have to pay rupees 100. So it is a variable part. Variable. Now, bachcho, the telephone bill is of 600 rupees. In this 600, 500 is the monthly rent of 500. That is fixed. No matter how much phones you are doing, whether you are doing any phone or not doing any telephone, you have to pay monthly rent of 500. That is fixed. Now, if you do one call, you have to pay 1 rupees. If you do 100 minutes of calling, you have to pay 100 rupees. If you do 1000 minutes of calling, you have to pay 1000 rupees. So this is a variable part. Depending on how much minute you are talking. If you talk 1 minute, government will charge rupees 1 per minute. If you talk 2 minutes, government will charge rupees 2. If you talk 100 minutes, government will charge rupees 100. That is rupees 100 per minute. So this is a variable part. Total telephone bill is of 600. In this 600, some part is fixed, that is of monthly rent, and some part is variable, that are call charges. So बच्चों semi variable cost is the cost in that some is fixed, some part is fixed and some part is variable. Like telephone bill. In telephone bills, monthly rental is fixed and call charges are variable. So the expense in which some part is fixed and some is variable is known as semi variable cost. बच्चों, then there is semi fixed cost also. बच्चों, semi fixed cost is the cost that remain fixed up to a certain level. After that, it remain fixed up to a certain level. After that, it remain fixed up to a certain level. बच्चों, semi fixed cost is that cost that remain fixed up to a certain level. If that level is crossed, then it remain fixed up to certain level. If this level is crossed, then it remain fixed up to a certain level. For example, one school wants to go on picnic. They hire buses who will take the students on picnic. One bus will charge rupees 5,000, and in one bus there can be 50 students. One school want to take their children on picnic. For taking the children on picnic, the school hires bus. The bus will charge rupees 5,000 per bus. If you hire one bus, they will charge 5,000. And in one bus, maximum 50 students can be there. Maximum 50 students, 50 students can be there. If number of students going on picnic are 40, then we have to hire one bus. If number of students that is going on picnic, we have to hire one bus. So charges of one bus will be fixed 5,000. Up to 50, they can take any number of student in one bus. The charges will be fixed 5,000. If number of students are 95, we have to take two bus. Charge of one bus is 5,000. So charge of two bus will be 10,000. If number of students are 100, then also the number of buses will be 2. Because in one bus there can be 50 students. So in two bus there can be 100 students. So two bus and two bus will charge us 10,000 rupees. So what you see, the charges of one bus will remain fixed up to 50 students. That is 5,000. The charges of one bus will remain fixed. That is 5,000 up to 50 students. Now, if the 50 students limit crosses, the charge will be 10,000 up to 100 students. If number of students crosses 100, the charge will be 15,000 up to 150 students. So, bachcho, this is semi-fixed cost, which remain fixed up to a certain level. Like in this example, the charge of 5,000 will remain fixed up to 50 students. The charge of 10,000 will remain fixed up to 100 students. So this is known as semi-fixed cost, which remain fixed up to a certain level. If that level is crossed, then the charge will increase. Now, functional classifications of cost, manufacturing or production cost. Bachcho, it is the cost of operating the manufacturing division of an undertaking. It includes cost of direct material, direct labor, direct expenses, packing costs, and all overhead expenses related to production. But to all the expenses that is related to production, or you can say that is related to manufacturing, is known as manufacturing cost. In short, I can say all the expenses which took place in factory, because production work is done in factory only, manufacturing work is done in factory only. So whatever expenses we incur in the factory is known as manufacturing expense. बच्चों, the manufacturing or production work happens in factory, not in the office. Like this iPhone has factory somewhere else and office somewhere else. In office, they do not do the manufacturing work. Manufacturing work happens in factory. So whatever expenses is incurred in the manufacturing, in the production, or you can say whatever expenses that is incurred in the factory is known as manufacturing or production cost. Administrative cost. Bachcho, all the expenses that are indirect and covers all expenditure incurred in formulating the policy, directing the organization and controlling the operation of a concern which is not related to research, development, production, distribution or selling. But so all the expenses which took place in office is known as administrative cost. In office, we do the policy making work, that the design of this iPhone will be like this. We will give one button here, that is touch screen. So all these designs, all these policies and designs are made by high level authorities. They sit in the office. So whatever expenses is incurred in the office is known as administrative expense. Whatever expense is incurred in the factory is known as production expense. Selling and distribution cost. बच्चों, selling and distribution cost. Selling cost is the cost of seeking to create and stimulate demand. बच्चों, whatever expenses you do to create demand of a product is known as selling cost. For example, we see the ad of Mountain Dew. In that, Hrithik Roshan is riding the bike. Hrithik Roshan opens the tap of Mountain Dew and drinks the Mountain Dew, saying that डर के आगे जीत है. Now that advertisement is done so that people will get to know about Mountain Dew. People get inspired, people get motivated to purchase Mountain Dew. They will excite you. They will excite the consumer to purchase Mountain Dew. So the advertisement is done to increase the sale. The one motive of doing the advertisement is to increase the sale. Now the Hrithik Roshan is doing the ad. Hrithik Roshan is doing it for free? No, sir. Hrithik Roshan is charging crores of rupees of doing that ad. But why company is giving crores of rupees? Why company is incurring crores of rupees in that Mountain Dew ad? So that they can sell the Mountain Dew. So that the people will get to know about Mountain Dew and people will be inspired. People will be excited to purchase Mountain Dew. So that expenses which is incurred on the advertisement is known as selling cost. That expenses is done to sell the product. So all the expenses which is done to sell the product is known as selling cost. All the expenses which is done to sell the product is known as selling cost. Research and development cost. बच्चों, whenever you want to bring some new product in the market, you do some research on that product. You run some test and trial on that product. For example, nowadays, all the companies manufacturing touch screen mobile phones. Earlier, they used to manufacture the mobile phones of keypad. Earlier, they used to manufacture keypad mobile phones. But nowadays, they are manufacturing touch screen mobile phones. So, bachcho, before started manufacturing the touch screen mobile phone, they did some research. They run some test and trial that whether it will be a successful thing or not. Whether touch screen mobile phone will be successful in the market or not. So whatever research, whatever development they do to bring something new in market, they incur some expenditure for that. A company, when they do some research and development to bring something new in market, they incur some expenditure on that, and that expenditure is known as research and development expenditure. Pre-production cost. बच्चों, whenever a new factory is started, whenever a new product is introduced, certain expenditure are incurred. Those expenditure are known as pre-production cost. Pre-production cost means all the expenses which is done before doing the production. Pre-production means before doing the production. All the expenses which is done before doing the production, before starting the production, is known as pre-production. So bachcho, today we have studied about the classification of cost. In the next class, we are going to move ahead and discuss and continue this topic. Thank you everyone for joining. It was really
Okay,
nice.
sir.